There is an economic reality. It really is scary. I can remember when I was working as an attorney and making a fair living, and then shifted to get into the nonprofit sector and took a huge cut. That was pretty scary. But a couple of things, and then there's been other times where, not just for weeks, but for months or even a couple of years, I'm not satisfied. I know I'm not where I want to be, but I don't know where to go. And there's this kind of feeling, and I would say really longing for clarity, but it's not like it just happens the minute you have a desire inside of you. It's not like the clarity on how to execute that desire is there. You know, now that I'm older, I look back and it's like, and that's what we call life. Like, don't be afraid of that, because that is what life is. And even that discomfort, that is a catalyst for growth in us, because it pulls you forward. It's almost like, be thankful for that. There's something alive in you that is drawing you towards something else, and you're not there, and it's super uncomfortable, and you're not even clear how to get there, but like you're alive because you know you can say, I want, whatever it is. I want to be able to work with vulnerable people. I want to be able to work on justice issues. Whatever is the want for you, see that as a gift, because you're feeling. There's so many people that like go to an assembly line job and maybe are so dead in their hearts that they don't even see beyond that. You do. So I think the first thing you have to do is embrace that discomfort and let that lead you. The other thing I remember in all of those times is I remember thinking, because all during college, as a first generation person going to college, I didn't have anybody that could help out with paying for college. It was a desire I wanted to have. I didn't even have some family members that approved of me going to college, right? So let alone could I ever ask them to help with getting books for a semester or something. And so I worked as a waitress, the graveyard shift, 11 at night till 8 in the morning for almost 7 years. And then would have my classes. I always tried to schedule my classes from about 8 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon, because then so I always went to class. I'm sure I was the girl that smelt like French fries, right? And, and then 2 o'clock I'd go home and like kind of go to bed and then get up and do it all again. But I could make really good tips. And so it kind of worked for me. And so it got me through my education, plus a whole lot of loans, right? And so, but you get through, you make it work. And I think having that experience later on in my career, then when I had a lot of questions about, I'm not happy here, but I don't know where to go and what to do. In the back of my mind, when I made some choices that did feel scary to me, do you know what? In the back of my mind, I always thought, but you know what? I could always waitress if this doesn't work. And that like got me through stuff, like leaving a better paying job for a worse paying job because I thought it was more about who I wanted to be. I would literally, that was like my fallback. Like I had made really good money. Was able to pay for college. I knew how to waitress, and it was like, so I think sometimes you find security in if you don't let your pride get the best of you, right? And but literally, I can remember many, many times going ahead and making a decision and saying, well, okay, but if I leave this security to go do this over here, you know what? If that doesn't work, I can always waitress. Like I could always get a paycheck. And that helped, frankly, to know that you've got something that you can fall back on. And so I think that, and then also accepting the confusion that comes from a passion as a gift and something that is to be pursued, is another thing that just gave me a way to live with the unknowing. And And then also, I am a person of faith, and so I prayed for guidance also. And so I think no matter what your faith is, if you know that that there's more than just what's tangible here in this world, and that you know you're meant for something more, then trusting in that guidance is also a huge strength. And it was for me. I prayed about being guided and about, help me, lead me to the right people that will help me figure this out. And I feel like God did.